It's kind of hard to get excited on a day like today, right? April 15th, tax day. This is your friendly reminder. You're running out of time, so you might want to get that taken care of. Let me get you caught up on numbers really quick. So far this April, I am up 20% over last April, which is a good continuation over last month. So the listing count thing and goal that I'm trying to hit, like again, maybe I have caught a little bit of momentum. I'm still really hovering around 2,100 listings, 2,120, but I'm burning through them a little bit more, which is great. That's the point. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. So we have to go up to the stores and grind it out. I've got to get more inventory. There's just no two ways about it. I don't know, the weather's acting kind of weird. I don't know if it wants to be sunny or not, wants to be rainy or not. At any rate, we're going to the stores. We're going to go shop. And if I can find anything that is worth reselling, I'm going to share it with you now. Let's get moving. Very shortly after I walked into the store, it started to rain. It was like raining heavy and then soft and then heavy and then sideways because it's really windy today. And so in my brain, I'm kind of like, yeah, you know what? Maybe this will keep people out of the store. There won't be so much competition. And I think that's to a smaller extent what happened. It was just a slower day. Usually these stores are slammed in Columbus, but this was a light one. So I'm like, all right, less competition. Maybe I'll find some stuff a little bit easier, less competing on the racks, the carts, that type of thing. First thing that I noticed was this Southern Living. This is a Brimfield, like it's a faux wood resin tray. It's really long at 21 inches. I was very surprised when I searched it. I saw around 15 of them listed, but I did see 7 sold. The problem with this is there were too many that were in the $15 range, $20 range pre-owned. They wanted $8 for that. It's probably just a little too steep for me at this point. If it had been like $5 or possibly $4, I might have picked it up and then just tried to outpicture everybody for a better price, but at $8 it's just too much, so I'm going to leave that behind. There were some things that were out of place, like that Labyrinth game. I've looked that up before, no value there, so I moved over to the electronics, and this caught my eye because it's a very strange looking glass pitcher. What that says is Megahome, and it is actually a glass jug with a removable handle. So when I Google lensed this, because I had no idea what I was working with, it's just a unique looking thing, right? I Google lensed it, and then it showed me the rest of the apparatus, which I had to look for a little bit, but it's right down there on the bottom shelf, and I'm going to grab it in a second. So it's a machine that distills water, and it looks like, and the piece that I'm holding onto right there is actually the filter. So the thing is upside down. That little black component is upside down. You flip that over, you put the filter in there, and then you run it through its process. So I'm going to move it off the shelf. They have it listed at $15. I'm kind of annoyed actually because I have to go through testing this for the first time. It's like, on one hand, I'm super excited because I think I have a valuable item on my hand. Definitely needs to be cleaned with a nonstick scour pad on the inside, but I don't want to have to go through the testing process because it seems like it's going to take forever, although distilling water should really not take that long. This machine, just by the way it looks and feels, should be easy or quick and or both to operate. So that'll be nice, getting the thing to work properly. I will definitely test it and max it out to make sure that it does work properly. I might have to get an extra filter to put in there, like maybe a different one or a clean one, but it looks like it has all the parts. These things sell pre-owned for around $175 on eBay. I've seen them sell as high as $225. I looked on Amazon. They're listed for around $330 brand new, and it's almost like the new ones sell at the same price as the pre-owned ones on eBay. So, but I've seen 175 sold. I've seen 225 sold. I've seen $200 brand new ones sell. So who knows? I think I'm just going to list it at 175, which was the last pre-owned sale for that item. And at $15, what a score, right? Let's hope the thing works. I don't know if I'm going to have to order extra components or not, because there was a filter in there, but I really don't want to use that filter. So I might just order one. Again, it's going to take a little bit of time and test it, and we'll see what happens. I would imagine Amazon has some parts in the event I can't find them from eBay. So let's grab that thing. I was looking at the Bun coffee machine earlier. It doesn't look like I'm going to be picking that up as well. So I'll take the Megahome. Great find. Picked up some racks, and I have a couple of cool shirts. I do not remember what the exact style was, but the comparables will be on the screen here. I'm picking these up because we are moving into spring and summer. It's a very lightweight shirt from a good brand, and they were extremely clean. It was almost like they were maybe worn one time and then dry cleaned. Like, they're not, I wouldn't say stiff. They're just, it just almost has that new feel to it, like it hasn't been washed yet, or even worn for that matter. So I'm going to grab both of those. I'm going to guess without knowing the comparables off the top of my head that they're going to be about $20. Not every cool product, especially they're like more fashionable items, not functional items. They're a little bit less than the other ones that have more function to them. But I'll take it. Good brand, solid brand. It definitely sells. It's the right time. And I thought about that Cabela's like this heavy. It was like a heavy denim, heavy canvas shirt, but it was long sleeve, and I'm trying to focus heavily on like season. So I'm going to leave that behind. And then the rest of the rack here, I don't know if there were any surprises. This was a dress brand that I had never seen before, Clo Color. But a lot of these can seem, and a lot of them are, in fact, just really generic, Amazon brands that, sort of like Cheyenne and Temu, just very, very cheaply made. And that's what that dress felt like. So I left it behind. I'll be interested to see how the tariffs affect, or so the president is eliminating the de minimis loophole that companies like Cheyenne and Temu have used. So I wonder if that's going to affect prices. I wonder if they're going to move headquarters to try to dodge those tariffs. It'll be interesting to see what happens, and then maybe the U.S. markets won't be so flooded with those types of items. I don't know how it affects Amazon. Amazon has a lot of their own boats. I mean, they're just a monster. So it will be interesting to see how that works. So, all right, let's move over to my favorite part of the store, the cosmetics end cap. And then I have a set here, like a shampoo and conditioner called Super Thick from the new company. This combo and this company is new to me, so hopefully it is new to you as well. They want $3 a piece for them, but it does look like they sell in the $35 range together, brand new, 250 ml, 8 ounces. Some of the other things that I look for when I'm in this section, Clinique hair care. There's one. I'll put the comps on the screen. That same size, 8 fluid ounces. It's 8 or 8.45. It is like around $100. There's also Bedhead from TG. If you find the maxed out hair, I think it's the maxed out hairspray, purple one. Those are like huge money as well. And it is almost always hidden in these areas, and not hidden in plain sight. Like, you got to dig for them, but there are so many opportunities to make like really big money in an area like this. Now, this just happens to be on this end cap in this store. They're in all sorts of different places where, whatever it is, but it's like the cosmetics, the bathroom stuff, the hair care products, hairsprays, all that type of stuff. I want to inspire you to go and look for them specifically, because it's one of those things where it's just so much less likely to get purged before it makes it to the floor, if you understand what I'm saying. So, and it doesn't have to be $100. There's lots of, even like this, like $35 for them, even though like 6 might seem a little bit high. To be totally honest with you, $3 a piece for those brand new is definitely reasonable. So I can't fault them for the way they have them priced. It's just usually like they are a little bit more generous with the items that you find in this area that are on this end cap, like $2. So, but yeah, keep your eye out for all of those things. Now, you want to tug on an old man's heartstrings a little bit. This is the way to do it. If this ever encapsulated like the quintessential moment for me, it's Smart Little Sister, a Hummel figure depicting 2 sisters reading with each other. I absolutely love it. I think you longtime viewers know what this reminds me of, but I have to work with logic here and not emotion. That Hummel number was 346. They wanted $10 for it, even though the most recent one sold for $75. That really does sell in the $20 range. So at $10, it just doesn't make sense to me. As much as I love it, and as endearing as it is, and reminds me of all of the things I try to work for in my life, I'm leaving it behind because $10 is a little too steep. But if it was $5 or so, I would definitely be bringing that home because I thought it was adorable. It really is a cute piece. Hummel, there's plenty of figures that have seen their day, and there's figures that still have value. It's just a case-by-case scenario. You have to look. That one, though, at $10, can't really use it, even though I love it. This was pretty cool here. This fired up tile, $4. I looked up the company. I couldn't find anything on it. So this little dragonfly tile, I have found some tiles recently that I've sold that have some value, that have had some value. But I end up leaving that behind because there was just no good data on the company that manufactures them, no solds that I could find. None of the marketplaces were working for me, so I moved on. I have a very interesting shirt here, though. The artist's name is Robert Crumb, R. Crumb. Now, I don't know if this is vintage or not. I suspect that it is vintage. It's not a single stitch vintage shirt, but some of R. Crumb's shirts sell for a ton of money, and I'm talking about $100 plus. As for pricing this one, the character depicted on the front of the shirt is Mr. Natural, and Robert Crumb is he's an American cartoonist, been around for a long time. I did see this, I don't know if it was the exact color, but it's the exact print, sell for $120 on Grailed. So I may just match that and list mine for $120 on eBay and take my chances. But keep your eye out for that artist and those shirts. The single stitch seem to sell really well, and just vintage in general. R. Crumb, keep your eye out. All right, next thing here, 5-A Baker. This is something that was new to me too, and we're going to learn a little bit on the fly here. But this brand is 5-A Baker. It looks like an equestrian brand. So they make blankets, coats for dogs, horses, boots, those type of items. I grabbed that because it's like an interesting plaid pattern with the nylon. I grabbed it real quick because this is one of the like carts that I think had just come out recently. So I'm holding on to it. I don't see any active listings for it or solds for that exact style. The brand does seem to sell, and the exact style bag that I have is listed on Poshmark for $120. I don't think that's the correct marketplace for it, so I think eBay is probably the better place for it. I may just match it and list it at $120. It does look like they sell, but again, with that nylon canvas like combo, it's really hard to tell. So we're gonna learn, either learn the hard way or else. I'm picking it up. It's only going to cost $6. I checked the rest of the cart. I'm not really excited about the rest of the things on here. I'm looking at vintage music boxes lately because I understand that there are some that are starting to get traction as far as pricing increasing in that market, if you will. Puzzles, I'm not messing with any of that. I don't really see anything else on all these carts, which is sort of disappointing because there's a lot of new things to my eye. This is a Columbia hat fitted. I'm not going to mess with it. It's probably only $10 to $15. I did see a really interesting bag here by Cross. See how it has like this, I don't even know what pattern you call that. The actual pattern for the bag they call origami, but when you picked it up, it felt really cheap to me. I looked on Amazon, all of the colors in that style for that brand were sold out, which, sometimes could be a good sign, but I'm leaving that behind. I didn't see any like legitimate sales on any of the legitimate platforms, so I'm going to leave that behind. I totally forgot to look this hat up. There might have been some value there, but I don't know. I was in a hurry to kind of get through these carts and see if there was at least one more thing that I could find. I just wasn't satisfied. I don't see anything here. That lamp right there, that blue one, that could have been interesting, but nothing doing there. This looks like a home goods piece. Can't really use it. So the lamp is like the most interesting thing, but I took one look at it, let it go. There are some plates there. I forget what brand they were. I didn't want to mess with all of those as well. That could have been something to look up. But the last thing that I grabbed was just sort of hiding in like the electronics area. And it's an item, again, it's going to be brand new to me, so hopefully you've never seen it before. It is called Smart Nora. It's an anti-snoring device pillow. It inflates and deflates based on if you start snoring or not. So, I mean, it looks at first glance, I think I've got everything. One of the things I need is the pillow. So, and I didn't necessarily see that right away in there. It's $9. I have 48 hours to return it if it doesn't work. Looks like it could be upwards of $100 pre-owned if I've got everything and it works properly. I don't know exactly how I'm going to test it because I'm going to snore when I sleep, but I don't know. I'll figure it out. Maybe we'll just make noise and see if the thing inflates and deflates. But that's how it works in a nutshell. And look, if I get $100 for it, that will be fantastic. But yeah, I didn't see the pillow insert, but it is what it is. Yeah, that would be a fantastic find. As for the rest of this area, not a whole lot going on. And oh yeah, I forgot about this little thing. This would have been nice. I should look into having a backup scale upstairs because I'm always going up, from up to down, and I've got both of my scales in the basement, which is where I do the majority of my work. It'd be nice to have one up when I'm doing listings. That way I don't have to run down to use the scales when I'm getting weights. I'm like just talking out loud here. But I think between all of the things that I've got here, this is a pretty nicely curated list of items to resell. So hopefully you found something in here that you hadn't learned before. And I know I definitely did. So I think that's going to be it for today's shopping excursion. All right, that's all I've got for you today. Plenty more coming up. I'm going to take a bins trip, hopefully one day this week. Just depends on what the kids' schedules are, and we will keep grinding. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.